morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Chicks and Tips for this Tuesday. Hope everyone's doing good. We're going to be talking about a bit of a shitty situation today. It's one of those things that a little bit awkward to talk about, but you know, it needs to be talked about. Mm-hmm. So we're going to talk about how to toilet when you're out on walks in the bush, when you're out on adventures, and what is the appropriate way to do this.
Yeah. Very important topic that's not talked about enough.
No,
I think.
Needs to be talked about. Yes.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about the 3 Ps: peeing, pooing, and periods.
Yeah.
So tune in.
And how to do it and what it says about how to do it.
Yeah.
So, the first thing would be, okay, so you're out in the bush and you're not near a long drop or a toilet, like somewhere. So what do you do? So we did a bit of research, which I did, good girl. And so pretty much the best way option 1 is to walk 50 meters away from the track and dig, which is about 70 steps. So about 70 steps away from the track and it needs to be away from water. Mm-hmm. And then you need to dig a hole that is at least 20 centimeters long, which is about the size of your hand down, and that's where having a little trowel comes in handy. Mm-hmm. We sell these, and you can get even lighter ones. I've seen as well. So you're going to dig down and then put the shit in the hole. And then only toilet paper, not wet wipes or what was the other thing?
Just nothing
else. Yeah, just
decompose.
Yeah. And they did suggest also, obviously we know this because we've probably done it, but to use leaves, moss or bark. Now bark I could see could be a little bit problematic.
You just got to find really soft bark. Just if you get caught out, you run out of toilet paper that is compostable, then there's always alternatives out there that you can use nature to help you.
Yeah, bark could be a bit scratchy.
Yeah, possibly.
But it's an option. It's an option. But yeah, you can check your leaves. You don't want anything poisonous either.
Yeah.
It could
choose well.
Get a bit itchy. Mm-hmm. So that's option 1.
Yeah, and you've obviously got to fill it all up, of course, and ideally you want to be finding a spot that's nice and sunny so it can decompose a bit quicker.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
And just thinking about the environment of where you are, you know, if you're digging somewhere, like you've got to find soft soil and something that you can actually use a trowel with. Some of them are a bit more robust than others, so making sure you've got a really good one. And then thinking about what the environment is as well. How easy is that to do?
Yeah. And then the reason why you need to be away from any kind of water source is that if the shit gets into the water, it can cause giardia.
Yeah.
And a lot of issues. So really trying to choose an area away from water is very important to know.
Yeah, we're so reliant on our water sources here and just drinking straight out of the streams, and we really don't want to be contaminating those in any way, shape or form. We do not.
Did you want to talk about option 2 then?
Yeah. Option 2, if digging a hole isn't an option or it's not one that you like, you can also either bury it or pack it out. So if you're going to choose this option and you're going to pack out your poo, then you've got to think about what you're going to take it out in. So there's a few options out there. There's some really good poo pots. You can Google poo pots. The New Zealand Alpine Club makes ones. You can get them in different sizes. They also come with a cornstarch bag. So once you've done your business in your pot, pop that in the cornstarch bag, and that's going to help making sure there's no issues and spillages and things, but also for odour control. And there's a few other things that you can do to help with the smell as well, because if you're packing it out, you might be packing it out for a few days. So things like using dry tea bags can really help with that, or baking powder, or using like a scented nappy bag and taking a few of those with you. So those are options. And then you're never going to be putting that in any long drop toilets or anything like that. You want to take that home with you and then sort that out at home rather than popping it anywhere once you're off the trail. So,
but if you used a compostable bag, you could the other option would be put it in the compost and then put it down the long drop.
Yeah, if you didn't obviously keep in the pot separately. So that's an option. So when you've got your long drop toilets, there's only going to be things in there that are compostable. So only toilet paper that's going in there. And we are really lucky in New Zealand where we've got so many great options for toilets in any of the car parks for trailheads usually, by so many of the huts. So sometimes it's a little bit about planning where those toilets are and trying to use those as much as possible rather than burying or carrying out with you, just to make your life a little bit easier. Yeah, and then just wanted to touch on periods as well. So if you're out on the trail as a woman and you're menstruating, how do we deal with that? So the same rules apply. We don't want to be burying any tampons or pads. Same with the long drop toilets. We don't want to be putting any of those in there because they are not compostable. So we want to be packing those out with us. Using something like a menstrual cup is a really good option. If you're going to use one of those, you just treat it just like a poo. You just need to dig a hole, bury it, or dispose of it in the long drop toilet, and that's it. So not ideal when you're out on the trail and you are on a heavy period, but it can be managed. It's just a little bit of planning. Or maybe think about your timings of when your hike's going to be, and maybe you can try and not do it when you're really heavy flow, to try and make that a little bit easier for you, because it's always going to be a bit messy.
So it's a good thing to think about, of where you're going to be going, like if you're mountaineering, like, you know, just to plan these things like in advance, just to make sure that, you know, we're treating the environment really well and making it so it's a comfortable walk for other people after us, a comfortable stay. And just, you know, like the outdoors is getting more and more popular all the time. Like, you know, it is just, we want to really protect the clean, beautiful place that we live in. A little bit of planning goes a long way.
We've got a couple of products here actually that we thought might be really useful just to touch on. So obviously if going to the toilet can be messy, so something like a really good soap that's handy to take with you. We've got the Dr. Bronner's that we really love. It's really easy to use, smells really nice.
So nice.
And
it's fully like biodegradable and everything.
That's a really good option. Or taking some hand sanitizer out with you as well.
We love the bushcloths. So these are the Kiwi ultralight bushcloths. So these are more for girls. I mean, guys could probably use them as well if they wanted, but they're more just for wees, you know, like after, instead of taking toilet paper, you can use that for wee, and you just hang it on the back of your bag, and the sun sterilizes it, or just wash it in the river whenever, like with some soap and stuff, whenever you can. They're a really handy piece of kit.
Really handy. And I think people underestimate, if you're like, I'm just going to take toilet paper, people underestimate how much toilet paper you need and always get caught out, or someone doesn't have any. So taking something like this is so handy, just to be able to prevent that happening, and it's really hygienic. So it's always a really good option. And then the last thing that we've got is a peace towel. I'll just turn it around. Is a peace towel, also known as a shiwi. So if you're someone that maybe doesn't really like squatting too much, or maybe just want a bit more privacy, you don't have to get fully undressed. You can use this for weeing in the outdoors or at a festival, wherever you want to use it.
Just travel.
So that could also be another option for you to take out as well.
Cool. I think that's probably done.
I think that's all we've got time for. If you've got any questions about any of those topics, we'll be so happy to answer them, so just pop them in the comments as well.
Cool. Yay. All right. Well, hope you all have a great rest of your day, Tuesday, and enjoy the not so hot weather to get out there more. I know it motivates me a lot. And thanks for tuning in.
We'll see you next week.
Cool. See ya.
See ya.